If there is a message for us today, I believe it is to learn to live from our heart in love. These short lessons, hopefully, will help to inspire you to live with purpose, love passionately, and inspire others. We are the change agent our world needs. I'm Helen Taves. Step into the river today with me to explore the mysteries of God. They are not hidden from us, but for us to discover. Hi, everybody. As you can see, this isn't our regular format with everyone meeting on the Zoom tonight. And it's because we had technical difficulties and everything kept freezing. I'm hoping that we'll have that sorted out because this is an exciting week. It's only Monday, and I'm so looking forward to this week as we go into a global coherence. But before anything, I wanted to get this Merkaba meditation on the website. So here we are. And I hope you'll enjoy it with us and be challenged to go into the Merkaba meditation. My goal is to make it as simple as possible. This is not super difficult, neither is it super complicated. We know that the mysteries of God are hidden for us, not from us. And so even though the Merkaba may be even a new subject for you, just bear with us. It is not spooky, it's not New Age, it's actually a place where science and spirituality come together. And I'm including it in the lessons because it is very, very important, actually. And it's a launching place. It is a place that if you can get your intention into this place, it will be an amazing journey. So let's go into it together now. All right. So the goal of this study is to help us understand that we have a technology within us, and that's not new to our groups. Is that this technology within us that has everything we need to live and move and have our being in Christ. We are unlimited beings. We are light beings. We're made in the image of our Creator, and we are spirit beings having a human experience. I know that's difficult. I know when I first started actually engaging in this concept myself and setting my mind on the fact that, wow, I am an energy being. And it's hard because we want to just take off the layer that's called flesh that we know ourselves to be, but actually we are a very, very powerful being of energy and light. In Ezekiel's vision, artists have tried to show us what Ezekiel saw. And he saw the four faces of God, the wheels within the wheels, the eyes, the fire, the beings of light. Ezekiel saw God. He saw our Creator, and he saw him on the throne that was carried by wheels. Ezekiel 1:16 says, the appearance of the wheels and their workings was like the color of beryl, and all four had the same likeness. The appearance of their workings was, as it were, a wheel in the middle of a wheel. And that is the whole premise of what we're unpacking today, that wheel within the middle of wheels. So what if Ezekiel had the Hubble telescope? Look at what he saw. And if yeah, we unpacked that a little bit more in the former teaching on the Merkaba. But what if he had the Hubble telescope? I think he would be really encouraged. But in a way, in what he would see is actually less than what he really did see. He actually, I believe, saw the eye of God, and not in just this demonstration, but he was up close and personal. He tried to unpack it for us. Our universe is moving and spinning all the time. Our universe is wheels within wheels. And actually, I think that Ezekiel saw more than the Hubble. Could Ezekiel have seen the primal pattern of existence? Because his description was amazing. Ancient texts have shown that Ezekiel actually described what is called the Merkabah, or metronon's cube. Mer means a light that rotates around itself, and ka means spirit. Ba, the physical body. Merkaba in sacred geometry is also called metronon's cube. Metronon's cube in sacred geometry is the shape that represents all the shapes in God's creation and metronon's work directing the flow of creative power in orderly ways. It's out of the Kabbalah in the book of Enoch. Metronon's cube includes all 5 platonic solids, symbolizing the underlying geometric patterns found throughout our universe. And it's revealed in the flower of life. We just show it here, but even unpacking this has so much more. The 5 platonic solids and spheres, there's 5 geometric shapes, each which have faces, edges, angles of the same shape and size. We see the tetrahedron, we see the cube, we see the octahedron, the dodecahedron, and the icosahedron. All have a teaching within themselves. Revered by the Greek philosopher Pythagoras, each of these platonic solids produces specific energetic effects. The basic form of matter, the 3-dimensional world, is the cube. By cutting off all 4 corners of the cube in a particular way, a tetrahedron is formed, the faces of which are 4 equilateral triangles like a pyramid with 3 sides plus a base. The tetrahedron symbolizes harmony and equilibrium. Since each of its corner points is equally distant from each of the others, there is no strain or tension in a tetrahedron, but rather a condition of rest in equilibrium. And that's important even to the study of the Merkabah. Star tetrahedron, by cutting off the remaining 4 corners of the cube after forming the tetrahedron, we find that the cube contains not 1 tetrahedron, but 2, one within the other, each an exact reflection of the other. These 2 tetrahedrons become the star tetrahedron, also known as the Merkabah, a vehicle of light. We see it here. You may be able to see it a little bit more easily if you divide up the triangles or the tetrahedrons by themselves. You might want to revisit that. So why is this important? Well, Leonardo da Vinci actually knew that it's important in the Vitruvian Man. You can study that as well. The star tetrahedron models the energetic body of the human being, blending of heaven and earth, male and female. The star tetrahedron, known since ancient times as the Merkabah, is also known as the divine light vehicle, which is our light body. It's also called the vehicle of ascension. And I'm sure that speaks to many of you who are part of ascension groups. So what does that have to do with us? Well, actually, everything. And a fun fact, if you look at this, the molecules of our bodies were created for this purpose. And this is an actual close-up picture of a molecule that's taken by IBM, just one molecule. And you can see the flower of life, or you can see the Merkabah. We are the Merkabah. We saw in the God Code lessons that every cell of our body has the signature of God. Yod, He, Vav, Gimel means the eternal, God eternal within the body. We are encoded with the living letters of his name, Yod, He, Vav, He, Yahweh, that created and connects heaven and earth. We are made in the image of God, in his likeness. We are created to be him here on this earth. We are created to operate as he does. Jesus said, "These things and much more will you do." Could this mean that we have not explored how we can do that? We are the Merkaba, the sacred geometry of the star tetrahedron that combines opposing energies in perfect balance, masculine, feminine, earth, cosmos. The union results in an activation of light and protection around your body that can transport your consciousness to higher dimensions. Two tetrahedrons creating the star tetrahedron, or known as the Merkaba, vehicle of light, represents the innermost law of the physical world, the inseparable relationship between the two complementary halves. In essence, Merkaba, the spirit body, surrounded by counter-rotating fields of life, is the wheels within wheels. We are that vehicle. All matter is the emanation of a single geometric pattern, and this pattern is the crystallized form of vibration and consciousness. The configuration of the star tetrahedron is formed within the first 8 cells of life and remains fixed at the base of the spine throughout our life. Look at the pattern of our universe in mathematics, in astronomy, in biology. Look at the similarities going from one to many, like to actually infinite. The Merkaba technically is an electromagnetic field that is geometric in nature. It's believed to extend through all possible dimensional and parallel universes and can possibly change its nature from electromagnetic to whatever is appropriate. So no wonder Ezekiel had trouble describing it. It's powered by our conscious desire. Two tetrahedrons rotating in opposite directions transport spirit body from one dimension to another, as in the process of ascension. That is the energy field we create when we engage with it. It's activated by engaging our intention. Why is this important to know? Well, what might God be showing Ezekiel? Was Ezekiel's vision about God himself showing us his creation? Was Yahweh showing Ezekiel more of himself as well as how he operates in us? Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is within you. The dimensions of God's limitless spaciousness is within you. The power of God is within you." The Merkaba is alive. It is a living field that responds to human thought and feeling, which is the way we are learning to connect to the field, to divine consciousness, to the mind of God. The possibilities are endless. The Merkaba, our light spirit body, is the energy sphere in which everything exists. It is the vehicle that carries you to the dimensions of unity and love that exist beyond the mind. The upward and downward interlocked tetrahedrons represent the duality of existence, body and spirit united in the harmony of a singular form. We have already engaged our energy centers. We know that they are not static. They are like spinning wheels or discs. These continually rotate as energy moves through our body, upward and downwards. They are like a current, a figure 8 that repeats itself. The energy centers are the connection points. And you can engage with that and the teaching at theriver474.com in lessons if you want to explore that as well. So, the same as our physical bodies house energy centers, the entire universe is composed of spinning wheels of energy, as we saw in the pictures. Trees, flowers, animals, stones, everything is made up of tiny particles. Everything has tiny energetic wheels turning inside them, and we inhabit the biggest spinning wheel of all, the Earth, a planet spinning through space. We inhabit it. Whoa. Don't you feel small at times in our big universe? We are his creation. So, what is Merkaba meditation? Well, when engaging in Merkaba meditation, the body doesn't work alone. Our mind plays a critical role as it does in everything we do. The process of activating your Merkaba involves using your imagination and by your intent to visualize your Merkaba's field. Learning to perceive your Merkaba spin is also key. So I encourage you to also revisit Ezekiel's vision because it will help you establish that, and you will see that Christ within us is illustrated in this vision, as it is in the God code, in the Hebrew living letters. You'll see the throne of God, understanding that we are created with energy centers within us that spin like wheels within wheels. This isn't a little commercial. This is actually what we need to understand to get a fuller picture. It was a purpose of former classes and reason why it's important to correlate these truths. When studying and then activating these meditations, it was most critical for me to always have a peaceful mind to set the plumb line to Christ consciousness. Then, knowing that we are wonderfully and fearfully made in his image, and that our very being has the keys to understanding that he is encoded in every cell of our body, already gave a logical path to now activating that further. Learning that we can engage with this energy that moves so freely in the cosmos may also begin to answer some questions and to see that there is an inference in our Bible as well. For instance, Ezekiel, it says, the Spirit lifted me up as the glory of the Lord rose from this place. The Spirit lifted me up and bore me away. We see the supernatural working of the Merkabah. How did Philip travel from the Ethiopian? So remember, it says, now when they came up out of the river, the Spirit of the Lord caught Philip away, so the eunuch saw him no more. And then it says Philip was found in Azotus. John 6:22, they willingly received him, and immediately the boat was at the land where they were going. There are many supernatural understandings of travel. So, a Merkaba meditation technique. Basically, it's the same as all meditations, but this one here, our focus is going to be on a new understanding or just a different understanding because it's specific to understanding and learning about the Merkaba. So in this, we're going to get into a comfortable position. We're going to take a deep cleansing breath, and we're going to set our thoughts and intention on what we understand about the Merkaba. We're going to visualize a tetrahedron shape surrounding you with its apex, the top point, facing toward the sun, upwards. The point should face toward the front for the male pyramid. And we're going to imagine that it is spinning counterclockwise, like in this illustration. You take your finger and just move it around like your point upwards and just move it around from right to left. You'd be going clockwise. Visualize a tetrahedron shape surrounding you with its apex facing toward the earth for the female pyramid, and imagine it spinning clockwise. So just take your finger and move it around clockwise. You'll know you've mastered the visualization process when you can visualize a continuous spin. And this, believe it or not, will happen with practice. Even though it might seem a little complex or complicated right now, what happens is when we set our mind to these things, even though there's two opposite spins that we're going to visualize around us, you will all of a sudden be able to have that aha moment and say, I can see it, I can sense it, I can feel it. Because the next visualization challenge at this point is to see the two pyramids completely overlap to form the shape of the Merkaba, a star tetrahedron. And imagine these overlapping pyramids spinning in opposite directions continuously. And now place yourself inside the tetrahedron. Here you may want to watch as the white light moves through the apex of your Merkaba and through each of your energy centers as well. The picture, just as its very simplest form, just see that first tetrahedron pointing upwards, going in counterclockwise from right to left, and the bottom pointing downwards, going from left to right. Okay, and you are situated in the middle. I found this picture, and it seems to be going fast, but believe me, your activated Merkaba even goes faster. But if you look at it carefully, you can see the actual movement. Just choose one tetrahedron at a time. Don't just look at the whole star. And you can see that one is moving counterclockwise, pointing upwards, and the other one pointing downwards. And you can see them both moving together, but quite synchronized, aren't they? Okay. So to activate is like any other meditation. We rest and we breathe. And breathing patterns are the key. Job 33:4 says, "The Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life." People can suggest different methods, but find one that you can seamlessly use to bring you into peace, rest, total abandonment to Christ consciousness, not just your own thoughts. However, don't fight your thoughts. Let them come and let them go. Just breathe away and release any negative thoughts in this process. I like having soft music in the background, and my favorite is 528 hertz, which is considered the love frequency. I use nothing that rocks or has any words in it that can distract me at all. Activation means to see and sense yourself in a place of divine light, in absolute light. And then we sense the vehicle of light around us that is alive. Don't worry about learning how to see the spins of the Merkaba itself and your light, your wheels within the wheels right away. This is a practice and may take time. The important thing is to engage by your thoughts and intention the energy fields that are around you. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Practice and don't strive. Just let it happen. Remember, you are the powerful light being. So we're going to sit or lay down, just be comfortable. And see yourself as a light being. This might take you time. It takes time sometimes just to be comfortable. It may take you time just to see yourself as a light being. This is conscious breathing. It is intentional and it's purposeful. An optimum breath cycle in Merkaba meditation I use is 12 seconds. And in it, you can place one hand over the other, resting on your body, left over right, right over left. Using this method allows you to make a rhythmic tap using a finger or your thumb to time the seconds. In 3-second intervals, it can be a help when learning, and it will help to pace your breathing. And you'll know what I mean in a minute. Like we did in heart brain coherence, bringing attention to our heart energy by placing our hand on our heart. Here, you may place your tongue at the roof of your mouth, and this positions a focused touch to the area of your 6th energy center or your 3rd eye or pineal gland. We are going to breathe in for 3 seconds through our nose. Going to hold that breath for 3 seconds. Then we're going to release for 3 seconds through your mouth quietly. and then hold your breath for 3 seconds. So that is your 12-second interval. And this is not something we need to rush. When you are relaxed and practiced, this is an amazing time of physical and spiritual rest. You may even start feeling a floating sensation or sense even that of traveling. And I just want to pause here for a while before we go into the meditation together. At first, when I've shared this with people, it seems very awkward. If it's new, it's like really new and hard to put all the pieces together. But when you take it slowly, and when you realize we're not in a hurry, the purpose of a meditation like this is to put you in an optimum position to connect with what is unlimited in you. You are completely unlimited. The time that you use this particular meditation, I find the best is the times where if I'm studying or doing a lot of writing, putting things together, and sometimes you just either hit a wall or you just think, I just need a break. Well, this is one of the best breaks that you can take. Imagine just carrying whatever idea or thoughts that you have for what you're doing and just releasing them. And now letting you, that energetic being, that light being, within the rotating light being called the Merkaba, which is you all encompassed, and just setting your mind to that place and allowing yourself to lift up into that place that we know is the mind of God. When you spend time in there, when you spend time in just in that abandon to Him, what happens is in you, it's sort of like an infusion into you. And when you come back, you're going to find often that there's revelation, there's a flow, there is an energetic je ne sais quoi, like it's hard to explain, but you are more energetic and focused on what you're doing. So that's one of the primary reasons. And I know that we'll talk about it more as we engage this together. Okay, just like learning and practicing the heart-brain coherence techniques, it will become easier and easier to engage with. Be patient with yourself. Let yourself trust that when we give our lives and situations to the Lord, He is able to create in us every good and perfect thing. And remind yourself, you have the mind of Christ. Okay, so now we're going to look at the activation, and then we're going to do the activation together. Just going to move my picture out of the way. There we go. All right. Breathing patterns are key. Job 33:4 says, the Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. People can suggest different methods, but find the one that you can seamlessly use to bring you into peace, rest, abandonment to Christ consciousness, not just your own thoughts. Also, during this time, don't fight your thoughts. Let them come, let them go, but breathe in and release any negative thoughts. I like to use soft music. My favorite is 528 hertz love frequency, and there's a number of them on YouTube that you might find totally will suit your purpose. I don't like anything that really rocks or has words, because then it becomes really distracting. Just see and sense yourself in a place of divine light, absolute light, and sense the vehicle of light around you that's alive. So you're going to be using your imagination and your senses a lot during this time. They are what is actually going to direct you into the reality. This exercise is particularly effective when you have an assignment or in a problem-solving situation. Taking time, anytime, day or night, to engage in this will be an amazing journey of discovery. Books have been written and inspired using this activation. Because you are intentionally positioning yourself, a divine energy being, within the divine energy of Christ consciousness, this is an optimum place of receiving incredible insight and inspiration. You are the Merkabah. You're just going to sit or lay down, but be comfortable. See yourself as a light being. And this is conscious breathing, it's intentional, and it's purposeful. So the optimum breath cycle is 12 seconds. And I know there are others, but begin somewhere. You place one hand over the other, resting on your body, left over right or right over left. Using this method allows you to make a rhythmic tap using a finger or your thumb to time the seconds. In the 3-second intervals, it can be a help when learning, and it will help you to pace your breathing. Like we did in heart brain coherence, bringing attention to our heart energy by placing our hand on our heart. Here, you may place your tongue at the roof of your mouth. And this positions a focus touch to the area of your 6th energy center, your 3rd eye or pineal gland. Breathe in 3 seconds through your nose. Hold the breath for 3 seconds, and then release for 3 seconds through your mouth quietly. Hold your breath for another 3 seconds. Repeat again. Hold breath or breathe in through your nose, 3 seconds. Hold the breath for 3 seconds. Release 3 seconds. Hold breath for 3 seconds. So there's the 12-second intervals are going to sound like this. Okay, 3 seconds through your nose. Hold. Release. Hold. And then you'll repeat. When you are relaxed and practiced, this is an amazing time of physical and spiritual rest. You may feel a floating sensation or even sense of traveling. So let's try this together. Don't worry about learning how to see the spins of the Merkabah itself and your light, your wheels within wheels right away. That is a practice and may take time. The important thing is to engage by your thoughts and intention the energy fields that are around you. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Practice and don't try to strive. Let it happen. Remember, you are the powerful light being. Just like learning and practicing the heart-brain coherence techniques, it will become easier and easier to engage with. Be patient and let yourself trust that when we have given our lives and situations to the Lord, He is able to create in us every good and perfect thing. Remind yourself, you have the mind of Christ. So I'm just going to put a little bit of music on in the background. And I'd like you to get comfortable. Now, take a deep breath and let go as you exhale any negative thoughts that might get in the way. So let's breathe in. Breathe in. Now keep breathing. As you get yourself into a restful state, envision yourself surrounded in the upper part of your body, that three-sided triangle pointed upwards, and be aware that it rotates counterclockwise. You can maybe have your finger go right to left, around. Keep breathing. Now envision yourself surrounded from the chest down by a three-sided triangle that is pointed downwards. Be aware that it rotates clockwise. Can you sense it? Just relax in it. Just totally and completely relax. Now envision yourself. You are a light being and you are inside these rotating light wheels. Just sit, sense the wheels going around you, around you. Now become aware of your breathing and just rest. We're going to start by taking our 3-second intervals. So breathe in 3 seconds. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. Breathe in. Hold. Out. Hold. Breathe in. Out. Hold. In. Hold. Out. Now just continue. Simply just be aware. The Merkaba is a vehicle of light, and that light is you. Let yourself simply enjoy being. There's nothing to do but rest and ascend. hope this short review will help you to practice with the understanding of how the operation of the Merkaba is one that you can easily activate anytime, and how important it is to be able to be one with the one who created you.